Urbànima, which is a new startup from Valencia. So we are inviting them because there is a big debate on the future of fashion. On one side, we have one group of people that say that the future is totally physical. It's going to be about textile and material science. For example, we have Lee Edelford, which is one of the main forecasters, and now he's working at Parsons, developing a new program in which the future of fashion starts in a farm, in a farming. On the other side, we have another group of people saying that the future is totally virtual, where we will have NFTs. We have, with our students, one of the leading voices pushing into that area. But what is interesting is the space in between. By combining these two elements, kind of experimenting and combining different elements. And in a sense, this is what we do here at Innovation Design Engineering, where we combine the expertise of the Royal College of Art in art and design and Imperial College expertise in science and tech. It's difficult to find the right balance, but when you combine the rigor of scientific knowledge and the playfulness, risk, and experimentation and cultural impact of design, you are 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And in this context is where we bring Urbànima. They are combining these elements. On one side, they have rigorous scientific research with new materials, but they combine with design and cultural and environmental notions. They represent a possibility of a new way of doing fashion by combining new materials, circularity, gender, and veganism. And we are very grateful that they want to share their story with us. Today, we are hosting Irene Brotons and Maite Navarrete. Irene collaborates with Urbànima as a product developer. She is a lecturer at product design at ESTA, which is a design school in Alicante. And she also runs an independent studio focusing on footwear design, if I'm correct. And I think Maite is running Urbànima. The presentation will last 40 minutes. We will record it as many of you are preparing for the final exams, and then we will open the floor for questions. So welcome everybody to our keynote. Irene, Maite, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting us. It is an honor to be able to show you how Urbànima has been created. Before starting the presentation, let me show you the very first piece of Urbànima that has been shared, even before having the website or social media ready.
I need time to find my mind, find my place, and flourish. I'm the reason, I'm the motion, I'm just giving you the potion. I hope you notice.
We'll hope you liked it. First of all, we would like to assure you that we will try our best English, and we are sorry in advance for our strong Spanish accent. My name is Maite Navarrete, and I am the CEO and founder of Urbànima, and I will explain to you every single part of the brand.
Hello, my name is Irene Brotons, and I am the product designer of Urbànima. To define myself, I used to say that I have studied industrial engineering, but I am a designer as a profession because of my creative soul. I am from Alicante, where you can find the center of the footwear industry in Spain. So I have been designing shoes for 12 years at my own studio. Nowadays, I am professor of product design degree at the Public Design University of Alicante, which is called the esta. And I am also the program director of the Sustainable Design Master Program at the private school La Nova in Elche.
Before the pandemic situation, my husband and I have been lucky enough to work in different countries. Our last stop was Houston in Texas. There I have been working for the oil and gas industry. As a logistic and supply chain manager, I used to move tons of raw plastic through the USA every single day. After 5 years living in the USA, we decided to move back to Spain and make a U-turn of my professional life. Once settled back in Spain, I was sure I wanted to make something meaningful, not only for me, but for the planet. Working for a not at all sustainable industry was a turning point in my personal and professional life. What a surprise finding that there are animals being killed for fashion. And I always thought that leather used in fashion came from farming, but not in all cases. So if I was going to create a brand, it had to be free of animal cruelty. Your values should be reflected on your creations. It would be no sense being vegan and having a farm for the food industry or fashion, right? So that is what I made with Urbànima. First of all, I want to clarify that I am not vegan, at least not yet. I am in the process of veganism. I am not eating meat and dairy products, but I am still eating sometimes eggs and fish. It is hard work to be vegan when you have been raised eating animal protein every day. But once again, Urbànima had to be free of animal cruelty. Do we really need to kill animals to create fashion products, furniture, decoration, art? We knew that our shoes were going to be 100% vegan, so now the challenge was how to create footwear with the least possible environmental impact and at the same time promoting its conservation. Key points: material, suppliers, and design. Urbànima shoes are made of certified post-consumer and recycled polyester, PET from certified recycled plastic bottles, cork, waste from agriculture such as corn or rice, etc. Most of our providers are from Spain and Italy, and all of the production is made in Alicante, Spain. So that means that the factories, workshops, and Urbànima showroom, they are very close. So we are reducing drastically the CO2 emissions. Our production is literally mile zero. Sustainability in fashion refers not only to the materials, but sustainability also includes taking care of every single person involved in the production. Choosing to produce locally means being able to assure that all workers are properly hired with a living wage. Moreover, we visit the factories to be sure that the environment is safe and people are treated fairly. Who can wear Urbànima? Everybody. Urbànima is not a brand for women, but for everybody that wants to wear our shoes. We want people to have to choose. We want people to have the choice to wear vegan and sustainable heels. It doesn't matter if you are a woman, a trans woman, a man, a non-binary person, etc. Choose wear Urbànima if you feel it. That is why you can find our bistro from size 2 to 11 in all 3 colors. Playing with the fast fashion claim pret-a-porter, I am pretty sure that our claim respect-a-porter recaps. No, sorry about that. Playing with the fast fashion claim respect-a-porter. Sorry, it's not working right now. I'm so sorry about that. Now, yeah. Playing with the fast fashion claim pret-a-porter, I am pretty sure that our claim respect-a-porter recaps what Urbànima is. We wanted a brand that took care of every single living being, no matter what. We did not want only a brand using sustainable materials, but a brand taking care of the planet. Now, how did I bring all my ideas and values to life? Irene Brotons did. She totally understood what I needed, so let's her talk now.
Okay, we are at the very beginning of the sustainable era. So there is a lot to improve about eco-design. We have been designing products as isolated systems for hundreds of years, but the system is all connected at each stage of the product life cycle. The statement we have at the studio is, there is no product without a minimum environmental and human impact. It doesn't exist a product 100% sustainable. About sustainable design in Urbànima project, I had a double objective by connecting the idea of a circular economy between industrial suppliers and consumers of the sushi. But providers usually don't want to innovate. They are not interested in changing very much. To implement a circular economy in the industrial process often needs investment. Classic industry needs a deep change to be sustainable. Industry must change, and it will change a lot in the future. Before starting the design process, in order not to get stressed, I always try to get inspired about the circular economy, looking around me and researching waste and remains from the industry. I deeply believe in the circular economy as a global solution in product design. So, as an eco-designer, your first objective is to make them understand it is possible and how we can get it. Designers at this point have a role of mediator between the past and the future. Here you can see in the insoles of the shoes the recycled waste of the last photograph in the mattresses industry. The second objective was to send an optimistic message to the consumers from the shoes. To transcend from Urbànima to consumer consciousness and have a positive impact in the consumer's daily life, we decided to show the recycled materials in some parts of the formal shoe. I remember the calls I received when these outsoles of heels arrived at the factory. They told me, "Hey, we have a serious problem. These outsoles are wrong," because they could see the recycled material at the heel pumps. When we first faced the material research for Urbànima products, we realized storytelling was the way to communicate our values of sustainability and circular economy. So we decided to give values and roles to matter materials. First collection of Urbànima was designed with a fraction of recycled materials in all the classic components. On the upper, which is the top of the shoe, you can find recycled PET, biopolymers based on corn, and cactus as vegan leather. I know you would expect to find, mattresses at your bed, but in Urbànima you will also find them inside the shoes, at the comfy insoles. But the insides of the project, we need a material waste to connect cultural and emotionally with our local consumers. So we started working with the waste of the rice crops of Valencia. This fraction of Valencian rice waste mixed with a biopolymer inside the outsole make it compostable at the end of its life cycle. To make it easy to follow, a plastic bag is a recyclable, but a paper bag is compostable. Just think what would happen if you throw them into the ocean. At the outsole of the sneaker, the biopolymer lets us see the fraction of rice waste, and rice give consumers a storytelling of sustainability. As you have seen at the video promo, the marketing team of Urbànima finally used Valencian rice crops at the campaign video on the first collection.
Logically, our packaging needed to be up to the brand. Sustainability is inbuilt from design. Boxes are made of 75 recycled FSC cardboard. Only water ink is used and can be assembled without glue, so Urbànima boxes are toxic-free. Boxes are only assembled when needed, so we maximize the space both during the transportation and storage. All the paper protecting our shoes is 100% recycled, including the stick that keeps the shape of the shoe. Once more, our packaging is plastic-free. At this point, we wanted to go further and give the choice of using reusable packaging for the shipments. What is Repack? Repack is a packaging service which enables the return and reuse of the delivery packaging for online retailers and their users. They have a reward program with which the end user can benefit once she sends back the bag free of charge to the origin, where the company will collect all the returned repacks, clean them, and give them a new life for a new delivery. For Urbànima, the feminine is not binary or exclusive. Our prints are friendly, powerful, diverse. Being sustainable means being respectful to any living being on the planet. That's why we make our destroying special sizes to whoever wants to wear them, so that with each step we leave a conscious and respectful footprint with people and the planet. Having been born in the 80s and having been raised in the 90s means having plenty of insecurities and in most of the cases low self-esteem. Fashion magazine in the 90s made us suffer. I am not sure if it has changed a lot. Urbànima is an inclusive brand. Every single person on this planet is welcome to wear our heels. We produce feminine footwear for everybody: women, men, non-binary people, black, white, yellow people, tall, small, thin, fat people. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and sales in general have a common denominator: fast fashion. We are a brand respect à porter, so quality and sustainability are our priorities. That means that we won't apply any discount, as we consider that our prices are already reasonable prices, where all people involved are being fairly paid. Sustainable brands, we have a very small production. The only punctual discounts we will apply will be for releasing stock, our remaining stock, and make room for new productions. Footwear industry in Spain is a very, very old industry, so we could say that it is an old school industry. Finding providers and factories that are willing to research, develop, and grow in the sustainability side is one of the most difficult tasks. Who is willing to collaborate with a small brand that will produce 100 pairs of shoes versus a well-positioned brand that will be producing 10,000 pairs? Moreover, leather footwear made in Spain is much more powerful than vegan footwear made in Spain. So providers and factories are much more reluctant to change and invest in new vegan brands that actually need more support. Also, sustainable brands will have small productions. The reasons are no overproductions, productions are limited to reduce the environmental impact, and the impossibility of making the payment for big productions. We don't do sales or discounts that encourage impulsive purchases. Small innovative brands as Urbànima, we pay higher prices to providers and factories because we do make small productions. We do use innovative materials that are not yet being used by large corporations. It is not been easy, but fortunately, there are providers ready to innovate because they believe that a change is important and that their businesses need to be adjusted, either for the planet or for the company's survival.
Okay, in this season at Urbànima, we have been working with the rice waste mixed with the core waste of the wine bottles industry. Here you can see the core with the rice inside the wet hills of the soup. Rice and core would make these wets compostable again. Nowadays at the studio, we are researching the orange waste of the supermarkets from orange juicers to make outsource of Valencia sauce. The production of these outsources have an incredible Mediterranean odor. As you can see, our vision and work about product eco-design is based on the emotional connection with Urbànima consumers. The materials of the product have a cultural connection with our local target at Valencia City and give them again and again storytelling of sustainability.
Urbànima would not be possible without the participation and assistance of many people, mostly women that are specialists in their fields. So that you can get an idea, in order to launch the brand properly, the following team participated. So Joan Rojeski, they were in charge of the company logo and the corporate image design, the web development, and assisted as project manager, a crucial part of the project. Even today, Joan Rojeski still assists Urbànima for the proper functioning of the brand. Maquinación, they took care of the naming of the brand and the product, including all the text on the website. Urbànima DNA developer, and they were in charge of the social media from the launching of the brand until January this year. Studio Net, the web programmer, and Pedro was responsible for the SEO. Irene Brotons and Jorge Pascual, designer and footwear technical advisor. Silvia Martinez as the art director for the very first shooting. Alvaro Bacos was in charge of the photography. Bocabadat, they were in charge of the spot that we have seen. Taneth, the hair and makeup artist. Carmen, the stylist. Gracias model management and child models. We hired the models with them. And last but not least, the factory that produced our first collection. The name of the brand is made up of the words urba and anima. That is urban and soul. Because you can be a lover of the dynamism of the cities and want a better world. Because it is not necessary to give up fashion to live sustainably. And because you can fit with urban style and responsibly. Well, we would like to thank you very much for inviting us today. It has been an honor to be able to show you how Urbànima was born and our values. Please let us know if you have any questions, and thanks again.
Okay, thank you for sharing your story. I have like a question.